There are many wonderful astrologers and astrology teachers who can teach you astrology, who can teach you about the fundamentals of this incredible, incredible language of the soul. Having said that, not many instructors are able to both teach you the techniques of astrology and also teach you how to think astrologically for yourself and pull the astrologer out of you. And that is what I pride myself in doing for my students over at Insightful Astrology. I want to talk to you about relationship astrology. I want to talk to you about the branch of astrology that is so popular. And it is there's a big encompassing net around relationship astrology because there are many techniques that are so useful and so interesting. And when you study the branch of relationship astrology, which is taking one person's birth chart and energetically comparing it to another person's birth chart to see what happens when their planetary connections commingle, interact, what kind of sauce is developed in that potential relationship dynamic. That is a fascinating branch of astrology, and it applies not only to romantic relationships, although that certainly is an extremely interesting part of it. But relationship astrology is about any relationship. We could be talking about the relationship between you and your mother, or your father, or your child, or your sibling, or your best friend, or someone you work with, or a potential business associate. We could be talking about a relationship between you and your sworn enemy and understanding that relationship. And of course, we could be talking about partnership dynamics as well. But the study of relationship astrology is more, much more than, oh, planet A in this person's chart is making a trine to planet B in this person's chart, and that means blah, blah, blah. That that's just the opening of the storyline. That's just how you get in the door of relationship analysis. In my relationship astrology class, and registration is now open for this class, which is only taught once a year. This class teaches you the ins and outs, the inner workings of relationship dynamics in astrology, how to use these techniques, but beyond just, oh, his sun is trine my moon, or her Venus is conjunct my Neptune. That is just opening the door. That's just beginning the conversation. There is so much more, guys. I want to take a few minutes to explain what you learn in my relationship astrology class. So, for starters, for those of you who are new here and who don't know me, my name is Maria DeSimone. I am a professional astrologer. You can find out more about me and my work at insightfulastrology.com, where I offer personal consultations and I have an entire astrology school. Right now, registration is open for my relationship astrology class, which is a personalized class that teaches you about relationship dynamics in astrology. We study way more than just synastry. Okay, so I hope you stick around to hear what is offered in this class. This class is personalized at such a level that you are all invited as students to pick one person in your life that you want to study your relationship dynamics with, whether it is a family member, a friend, a lover, a partner, whoever. And this becomes a core part of your unique learning experience because you're going to be using these charts, you and this other person, in your personalized homework assignments. So all of my classes are personalized using your charts and the lesson plans and the homework assignments. This class begins Saturday, September 28th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, runs for 4 consecutive Saturdays. All classes are recorded and sent to you if you cannot attend live, so don't worry about that. I offer you unlimited email support while you're my student and personalized feedback on homework assignments. Now, this class is one of my classes that I have to limit registration to because I allow you to bring in the birth chart of someone else besides yourself. So, for example, if I let 30 students in this class, it's for me, the work becomes 60 because I'm doubling that by allowing you to study your relationship dynamics with someone and overseeing that. So, having said that, even though registration is open, I do not know how long this class will be available because I have to cut off the students at some point so that it is not compromising my ability to teach you effectively. Right now, there is an early bird registration savings. You will save $55 off of the price of regular tuition if you click the link, if you go into insightfulastrology.com and you claim your spot now. This class is not guaranteed to be open until the end of September. Even though it begins September 28th, this class will fill quickly because I have a lot of people who've been waiting for a long time for this class. So I urge you, if you are at the level of your studies in astrology where you're ready to study relationship dynamics, so that means you have to already know how to read a birth chart. You have to understand aspect analysis. If you're at that level, then this class is for you. So let's talk about some of what we explore in this class. Yes, you're going to learn about chart overlay. This is the technique where you put charts in a bi-wheel and you study what happens energetically when one person's planets fall in the other person's house in the birth chart. So, for example, what happens when a person's sun falls in your fourth house of home and family? What happens when a person's Venus falls in your seventh house of partnership? And vice versa. This is going to talk about an immediate energetic experience that the person whose planet is falling in the person's house, the house person is going to feel this very strongly. So the planet person does something viscerally, energetically, in an immediate way to that house person. You'll understand that technique in this class. Then we go to aspect analysis, the synastry grid. So, what happens when one person's planet makes an aspect to another person's planet? So, for example, what happens when person A's Venus is conjunct the other person's Pluto, or person A's moon is square the other person's Mars? Energetically, what does that do with these two people in the relationship? How does that color the experience of each other and the potential relationship dynamic? So, I'm going to teach you how to judiciously organize those particular measurements because you don't need a list of 35 aspects, interaspects between two people's charts. What you need to learn is how to discern what's meaningful, what's important. And I teach you how to do that in this class so that you're going to quickly be able to see when you're studying two people's birth charts where the meat and potatoes happens to be with their relationship energy and connections. What do you need to talk about? What are these people going to really relate to and connect to with their relationship? And then after that, I teach you about the karmic connections. I teach you about the trouble spots. We all get into relationships not just because there are nice parts to it. We have lessons to learn and lessons to teach. That is my definition of a soulmate. A soulmate is nothing more than a person who has incarnated with a soul contract to teach you lessons or for you to teach them lessons. And usually it's both. So what are those lessons? What are the triggering experiences that you're going to have? I teach you how to discern that by looking at core placements between two people. Very specifically, okay, we'll look at Saturn interaspects, we'll look at past life indicators and connections, and so much more so that you can understand what happens when a person comes into your life and you have a specific experience with that person and why you are having that experience, the bigger meaning. Then we look at some nuggets that I like to study in relationship analysis, little nuggets that I will teach you about, like the sun moon midpoint, the vertex in astrology. We look at Chiron, the nodes of the moon. So, and more, but there's more. Juno, the asteroid Juno. These nuggets are very well used in relationship analysis. They could add important meaning to your story if the math is close. So again, it's going to be judiciously teaching you how to use these little nuggets. And finally, we talk about what is known as the composite chart. The composite chart is literally the energy of the relationship. It is what happens when you blend one person's horoscope with another person's horoscope, and it creates a whole new chart, which is the chart of the actual relationship. And that can provide additional valuable insight. So all of these techniques are taught to you, and that's one part of the class. But beyond that, I'm going to teach you how to think astrologically for yourself and how to understand, well, If they have this great synastry, why is it that this particular person is always running into trouble in relationships? Well, that's because you have to start with the person's birth chart and analyzing the natal potential in relationships. How does somebody relate? We have to look at the birth chart first to determine that. And we also have to understand that just because two people might have beautiful synastry, that doesn't mean they will have a successful relationship. Does not mean that automatically, because if two people are also having in their individual birth charts some real difficulty and personal lessons to learn about relationship, karma, and whether it's a family relationship or a personal relationship, that's going to come out and be triggered in this potentially beautiful relationship. So it is not just about, oh, well, you have 12 amazing aspects and only 3 difficult aspects. So this relationship is a big yes. That's that is an amateur move that you are not going to make. You're not going to make these rookie mistakes once you learn the techniques, once you learn how to really pull apart the greater meaning of why two people are coming together. What is it that they have to learn from each other? Is this relationship likely to succeed or run into trouble? You can never predict a person's free will, but you can certainly look at someone's astrology and understand the bigger meaning of why they're in that relationship and what that relationship is there to teach them. So I hope you decide to join my student family and to explore relationship dynamics with me in this amazing class. This class gets very deep, very personal, and no other astrology instructor, to my knowledge, offers you the opportunity to both learn relationship astrology and do it with using a relationship chart between you and someone that's actually in your life. Of course, we're going to use other examples in class and the lessons to really flesh out the learning, but it is a really enriching, personalized learning experience. And you're going to come out of this class feeling very confident, not only about thinking astrologically for yourself with relationship dynamics, but you're going to start to feel that you're not just learning astrology, but that the astrologer is being pulled out of you and you're able to really become a masterful student of astrology or professional astrologer at some point, if that is your goal. So go to insightfulastrology.com. I hope to see you in this class. Have a wonderful day.